Okay, it says I'm live, so I'm going to trust it for once to be telling the truth. Sorry about the wife beater, folks. A bad break. Nothing I can do. I'm finding out as I'm coming to you. So work with me here. I actually don't know enough to know what I don't know yet. I literally just hung up maybe a minute ago. Papa Carey said he was watching the news and Joe Biden came on. Okay. Joe's talking about a mass shooting in Texas. Here we go. Oh, this is bad. I wish I could screen share on YouTube, but I can't. Can I? No. Doesn't look like it. No. So I'm going to read AP News. Texas school shooting kills 3 adults, so 15 kids. That better be what they mean. That's not a pretty picture. 2 cops with what appear to be AR-15s, plus 2 more with their back to the camera. I can't see much. There's what the hell are they? Texas Ranger in the background, and somebody else in some sort of uniform. I can't tell what it is. Way too blurry. 18-year-old gunman opened fire Tuesday at a Texas elementary school, killing at least 18 children, officials said, and the gunman was dead. Okay, so 18 children. The death toll also included 3 adults, according to State Senator Roland Gutierrez, who said he was briefed by state police on the fatalities, but it's not immediately clear whether the number included the assailant. I'm going to assume a little good faith here and say that it does not. It was the deadliest shooting at a U.S. grade school since a gunman killed 20 children and 6 adults at Sandy Hook Elementary almost a decade ago, and it came just 10 days after a gunman in body armor killed 10 black shoppers and workers at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York. There's a link in there. In what authorities say was a racist attack. Uvalde? I'm going to guess Uvalde. School shooting. All right. Federal law enforcement officials said the death toll was expected to rise. That's to be expected, unfortunately. They spoke on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to release investigative details. The gunman entered Robb Elementary School in Uvalde with a handgun and possibly a rifle. Governor Greg Abbott said officials did not immediately reveal a motive, but the governor identified the assailant as Salvador Ramos and said he was a resident of the heavily Latino community out 85 miles west of San Antonio. Okay, so what about it? God, I wish I hadn't caught that name. Border Patrol agent who was nearby when the shooting began rushed to the school without waiting for backup and shot and killed the gunman, who was behind a barricade, according to law enforcement officials, speaking on condition of anonymity because he's not authorized to talk about it. It's the same guy, you flying fuckstick, shitbag, cocksucker. The agent was wounded but was able to walk out of the school, the law enforcement source said. Abbott said the shooter, who was likely killed by police officers, but that the events was... Okay, let me try that again. Abbott said the shooter was likely killed by police officers, but that the events were still being investigated. School district's police chief, Pete Arendado, said that the attacker acted alone. The massacre of young children was another gruesome moment for a country scarred by almost ceaseless... No, I'm not going there, AP. You lie, your feet stink, and Jesus hates your ass. They did tell the truth by accident, not clearly not intending. Watch this shit. And the prospects for any reform in the nation's gun regulations seemed at least as dim in the aftermath of the Sandy Hook deaths. Yeah, you're right, AP. You're not interested in reform. You're only interested in bans. So this is going to happen more because of you. But let's move on. Okay, this is a video I'm not going to play because you can't see it anyway. The gunman in Uvalde shot and killed horrifically, incomprehensibly, 14 students and killed a teacher, the governor said, adding that 2 officers were also wounded but were expected to survive. So we're at least 2 officers, maybe 3 at this point. Okay, it was not immediately clear how many people were wounded, but Aaron Ardondo said there were several injuries. Earlier, Uvalde Memorial said 13 children were taken there. Another hospital reported a 66-year-old woman was in critical condition. Robb Elementary has an enrollment of just under 600 students, and Ardondo said that it serves students in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. He did not provide ages of the children who were shot. This was the school's last week of classes before summer break. Oh, man. Wow, they're in out processing. They're not even being instructed at this point. Right now, they're just being set up so that they can take the summer off. Heavy police presence surrounded the school Tuesday afternoon with officers in heavy vests. That's their word, heavy vests, diverting traffic and FBI agents coming and going from the building. Okay. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said President Joe Biden was briefed on the shooting on Air Force One as he returned from a 5-day trip to Asia. Biden was scheduled to deliver remarks Tuesday evening at the White House. He's doing that now. That's why I got the call from Dad. Uvalde is home to about 1,600 students. Give me a second. Sorry, they're working on the farm. Garden, whatever. Uvalde is the home to about 16,000 people and the seat of government for Uvalde County. The town is about 75 miles from the border with Mexico. So what? Robb Elementary is a mostly residential neighborhood of modest homes. Okay. I will put that in the chat. Hey, Squatch, Burnaby. All right. Let me get right to the real shit here. This was as predictable as the sunrise. We've just been waiting for it. All right. Back in 91, when I was a gun control supporter, I wasn't stupid. I understood it wasn't going to be as simple as that. But I was stupid enough to think it might work if we did what we needed to do. One of the things I said we needed to do was ban the guns from schools except for the school security. I even, as I think a sophomore in high school, I understood this is part of what we got to do. We can't avoid it. That's it. We've got to take care of that too. Because if somebody ignores the law, they're going to come in here and they're going to rip this place apart. But staff doesn't have any guns now because of this law. Oh, God. Excuse me. So what are we going to do? Well, rather than do the right thing. They just banned the guns from the schools, and that's it. Uvalde's living proof. Sandy Hook is living proof. That doesn't fucking work. The fuck is your major malfunction there, Joe? And I want to point out this is the same 91 bans that Joe Biden, who's now president, pushed for. Oh, coincidence, I'm sure. But moving right along. This is one of the reasons why, when Datislav finally becomes law and we repeal and replace the Second Amendment with something that actually works, unlike we have now, you cannot work in a school if you have an exemption. You're too drunk to come to work. Hey, that's fine. You're too drunk to carry. Oh, excuse me. And before anybody accuses me of being ghoulish or exploiting a crisis, a massacre in this kind of pretty disgusting fashion, Joe Biden's doing the exact same thing, so don't even bother giving me any shit about it. I'm pissed enough. I'm going to check. At the potential risk of partially doxing myself, it's absolutely fucking incredible. I get every single fucking email from Moms Demand Blood Money. There it is. Oh, wow. This was at 1600, basically. Ooh. What time did the shooting happen? You know what? I'm just going to read this out loud. Whoops. Wrong email. Let's try that again. Okay, here we go. Jose Give me a second. Jose Alfaro. Subject: the mass shooting in Uvalde, and not even done professionally, but let's move on. Earlier today, this is sent out at 16:08. Earlier today, a gunman shot and killed 14 children and one teacher and wounded several more at Robb Elementary, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm just going to read the first line of the second paragraph, and you're going to see why I just exploded. We are absolutely devastated, you're lying, for the people impacted by the senseless act of gun violence. Excuse me, the second line. We grieve with the people of Uvalde, a predominantly Latinx community. Yeah. Yeah, they used it again. Okay. They do say students deserve to learn and live without fear of getting shot in school. They're right. Now, Moms Demand, explain to me how you're going to do that. You're not. You never were. You never will. It doesn't work that way. All right. Oh, hi, Warsaw Patriot. Did I miss anybody? Okay. Right after Buffalo. I'm just saying. The government wants to enslave everyone, but no more, and more copycats will keep happening. Armed people are free peoples. Okay. I'm caught up on the chat. Barely, but I am. Okay. Let me get right to the point. Because I know she's in here, especially Bill. I apologize for the wife beater. I started out by saying I had just hung up with Papa Carey. I didn't even realize my computer was on. I'm dropping the phone onto the table next to it, and trying to turn it on. Couldn't figure out why it wouldn't. Oh, it's already on. Whatever. All right. This was a gun-free zone. Another mass shooting, another gun-free zone, just like the last one, the de facto gun-free zone. Oh, put my glasses on. Hey, that's so much easier to read now. Right. Where was I? The Tops grocery store was a de facto gun-free zone because New York makes obtaining a firearm, period, basically impossible. All right. If you're not white, you're not getting a gun. That's the truth. All right. I don't give a shit what you say. If you're not white in New York, you are not. Hey, Luke, you are not getting a gun. Don't even bother. Even if you are white, getting a concealed carry permit, good luck. Excuse me. And if you don't have a concealed carry permit, you can't carry in public in New York. Oh, yeah, about that. Well, I did address that with Dowsall, but anyway. And another thing I addressed, schools can be designated gun-free zones. Then they have to leave security measures in place, but they also have to have armed security. And by the way, you can have the armed security and have a designated gun-free zone. I don't have a problem with that idea. Because of shit like this. This is ridiculous, right? I shouldn't have even been able to read one of these in my lifetime. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, most of this actually starts with the Stockton shooting, which I just barely remember. Not quite old enough to remember it and understood what was going on, only that there was a shooting at a school in Stockton. That would have been 82, I think. Funny how every place they can control is a gun-free zone. Remind me of how Social Security offices, they have parking spaces for low-emission vehicles. I'm not sure what the connection there is, but okay. Yeah, Luke. Wish it was under better circumstances. Let's see. Stockton shooting. Try that again. I wish I could share my screen here, guys. Oh, wow. 17 January 1989. Damn. I'd have been a junior high senior or a high school freshman. I think I was still at Happy Valley at this point, which was middle school, junior high. Which means I was probably older than most of the kids at that school. That sucks. Okay, Bernie, this will be taken for another level by Robert O'Rourke and his cronies to push getting guns taken away from everybody. I don't recognize that name. Why do I not recognize that name? Actually, it rings a bell, but I'm not sure why. You can see their agenda in the places they control. Yeah, I just got home from work and saw something about it on the TV. I was born in 87. Okay. So you would not be old. Oh, that guy. I'm not biting my tongue for no reason, guys. All right. What was the other one I wanted to look up? Damn it. I should blurt shit out more often. That way you could throw it right back at me. I want to point this out. Can I share that? Can I highlight that somehow? Oh, nope, 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 nope. I don't want to do any of those. Okay, well, I'm going to pin that for a moment. Every Caucasian Sasquatch said every Dem candidate raised their hands to take guns. Every single fucking one of them. What he's talking about was the election 2000 DNC primary or primary. I want to say this is the second debate. Maybe it was the first. The moderator asks, how many of you would, this is not a quote. All right. I acknowledge this is not a quote. How many of you would support a total gun ban? Every single one of them raised their hand. Not one exception. I know some of you out there are so in love with Tulsi Gabbard. She's so wonderful, and she served in the military too. So did Benedict Arnold. So did Bradley Manning, since I know you know that name. Arnold was a Colonel General Select when he betrayed his country, which, by the way, was not exactly the United States yet. So, yeah, tell me all about how wonderful Tulsi is. By the way, she was on that stage with them. I'm just saying, but moving right along. Okay. Yes, troll, that's true. Bernie, the idea of using a Hispanic name is the worst cringe thing to get the vote. Okay. Probably a good thing you don't know Carrie behind the camera. But moving right along, actually, I'm Hellenic, but that's not the point here. Point here is another day, another gun-free zone, and another mass shooting. Hey, what's not working here? All right. I suck at math. I know I suck at math. I'm okay with this. So, one of y'all that don't suck at math in the chat, help me out with the term here. There's something called a progressive equation. Progressive equation? No, it's a non-linear equation. Y equals mx plus b. All right. I hope you all understood that. Progressive equation is when the m is not a constant. Well, it is a constant, but it's not a multiple. It's an exponent. So every time you raise x, even 1 point, it doesn't raise 1 point or 3 points or whatever it is, or relative 3 points. It's not a nice straight line. It's a curved line that goes up and up and up and goes up very, very quickly. All right. A progressive equation in the negative is where you put a negative sign in there somewhere. I think it has to actually be in the exponent. Again, Bill, I know, is good at math, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Then the equation goes down very, very quickly. Gun control is the exponent in this equation. Every time you pass another law that says you can't have this, you can't have that, you can only have this under those circumstances, you can only um, um, have that under those circumstances, whatever. That raises that exponent one more point. And sometimes it raises it a whole lot more than 1 point. Every time we pass another gun control measure, what happens? That line goes up faster and faster because you can change the equation in the process. Problem isn't, and think about it like this, folks. If gun control was working, we'd see fewer and fewer of these. The most shocking mass shooting in U.S. history was Columbine. I was a MEPS member. I was going through MEPS. I was getting into the military. Whatever you want to say. At the time the Columbine happened, I watched it live. I saw that sign, we're dying in here. And I remember thinking, oh shit, everything has failed. Right now, we know everything has failed. Totally. So now, here we are, trying to do the exact same fucking stupid shit that didn't work the last 10 fucking times. And I want to point out that the 10-year assault weapons ban that didn't ban a single assault weapon anywhere and still has not affected any of them was in effect at the time. The guns they took, were with them. When they got them, were semi-auto only. So they weren't assault weapons. I don't care what Washington Law Channel says. Were never assault weapons. Could never have been assault weapons at that point. They were illegally modified after the fact. Okay. Now they're assault weapons. Hey, Boa. Okay, I'm going to catch up on the chat because it's moving a little faster. Squatch said, I say armed teachers and include training, they get 3 months off. First of all, not really. Second of all, but maybe they should. Maybe they really should. We'll come back to that later. We'll come back to at a calmer moment, which this is not. Violent said, Las Vegas shooting of country music festival was, and then didn't finish the sentence. Squatch, I got my chair. It's broken. I have no idea what you're talking about. Bill says, only dudes are fooled by Tulsi. I don't trust her. Hey, no, she's hot. She's crazy. She hasn't fooled me for a second. You can be crazy, smart, and capable of being evil all at the same time. Who are you looking at right now? Is there somebody else here that I don't know? Do I have inverse schizophrenia? I can't see and hear people that are actually there. Unless I do, I'm smart. I'm crazy. I'm still capable of answering for my actions, and so is Tulsi. So fuck her. Well, that sucks, Squatch. I don't know what sucks there, Bo. Squatch, I would not let her in power without a safe word. That's not how it works, but I like the direction you're going. Mine is faggot, by the way, people. Well, that's one of them. Hunky is the other. Bill says gun-free zones are working as intended. They wanted this. They sacrificed to Moloch. Maybe not Moloch. but this same neighborhood. They live down the street from one another. Boa, I already sent the chair back. Uh, no, Boa, there's no such thing. Um, and I would not live with her without handcuffs if I were you. Okay, you're gonna need them. Do I bring religion into this? Let's hold off on that for the moment. Oh, no, guys, let's leave um questions of God out of this for now because God did not do this. We did. Hell, Satan didn't even help us. Oh my God. I spoke to the devil today. He said I'm not to blame. Yeah, he's not. He's right. Devil didn't do this. We did. Hell, even the devil tried to warn us not to do this. Oh, okay. I'm caught up. I understand what I didn't understand. Of course, I find everything coarse and vulgar there, Squatch. That's not the point. Which is why I call myself a faggot every chance I get. Oh, hi, Apple. Everybody say hi to poor Apple. She's going to get shit today. Oh, Tulsi versus Round Heels SVP. If you have to have one of them, I'm going to skip that question. The survival of the human race does not depend on that. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go with that answer. Survival of the human race does not depend on that answer. The rest of you can, and it's T or K. All right, you know what I mean? Just give them a T or K. You know, I'm supposed to be watching Ghost right now, and instead, I got to deal with this bullshit. Create a poll. T or K. T, K. Ask your community. Not that I actually care, but oh, for fuck's sake. I don't want to see this either. No, I don't want to. Okay, there we go. Hey guys, if you want to go watch Exiled Landness on Lapeef, you know, with my blessing. I don't have time. I wish I did. During the pandemic, I did. Whatever. It is what it was. What it was. There. Good. Up to speed. And why am I even dealing with this bullshit again? I'm not going to make assumptions about motives for something I haven't heard anything about. Because it does actually sound like the shooter was Hispanic, the community was Hispanic. So that doesn't explain anything of value. It wasn't racist. Simple as that. 18-year-old. I can't begin to imagine what the motive here was. But you know damn well it's going to be chalked up as another racist shooting because they're all racist, right? Because everything is racist these days. Okay, all right. So I got to clip Mecca doing that one of these days. I got to remember to do that. She's really good. This is absolutely fucking ridiculous, right? I should be either taking a nap and recovering from the fact that I've just got blasted by furnace at 200 degrees for the last 8 hours. That's very taxing on your body. Or watching Ghost, talking about something. I don't know what it is now. Um, Instead, I'm here doing this because one worthless little piece of shit walked into a school and started shooting, and nobody could do anything to stop him. And you know what? It's going to happen again. I think it was uh, Bill who said that yes, this is exactly what they wanted. This is exactly what they intended. This is exactly what they planned for. This is exactly what they needed. Well, fuck you. All right? Fuck you, Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden. All right? This was what you wanted. Now you got it. And now you're going to pretend that you're upset and you're devastated and this has you so sad and you're crying about it. No, oh fuck no. No, you're Joe Biden did not pull a trigger. He did not load the clip. He did not fill the clip. But he is assuredly killed those people as that 18-year-old who apparently is now dead. Sorry, guys. Oh, little gift from my dirty uncle. Um, and there's no excuse for this. There really isn't. I don't comprehend how you can keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result, unless you didn't expect a different result, did you? Okay. Uh, Thoughts and prayers isn't going to do anything now. The time for thoughts and prayers was 1999 when this was a new and novel concept. Now, everyone that comes along, either they're aiming for one specific person and everybody else just got in the way. That has happened. It was another one in Texas. Female student shot female student over a possible lesbian love triangle thing, but that was never actually confirmed. Um, and that's very unfortunate. But she also shot another student to get at the one she wanted to get at. Or was it a staff member? I can't remember now. Or they're just trying to go for that high score. They're trying to be the most, uh, they want you to remember their name. It's as simple as that. I'm going to check something real quick. Columbine School. Um, Here we go. 15 dead at Columbine, 24 in wounded. Motive was never conclusively determined. I do remember that. There was things alleged to have been the motive. Those were never proven. All right, those are just weird shitpost allegations. All right, so I guess Uvalde beat an old standing record. Still not the top score, so he's probably pissed right now. He didn't get the highest score. Do this once, and it'll never happen again after mandatory carry passes. I don't care how crazy or stupid you are. It'll happen once, and then when it dies literally in the foyer, which, by the way, Sandy Hook could have. Get back to that in a second. Squatch, I'm holding you accountable. Remind me to talk about the foyer. Where was I? Oh, um, he still didn't beat the high score. You get to the foyer, and it's going to end there. And it'll end there each and every time. You might have one or two. All right. You might have one or two dead. And I don't count the assailants. They don't count. This was suicide by alternative means. Hi, Apple. This was suicide by alternative means. He knew there's no way he believed he was going to survive all this. That's not even conceptually plausible. All right. But he didn't intend to anyway, so what's he care? He was going to stay there until the cops showed up and took him out. And the cops showed up a minute later, but by then a lot of damage was done. Hey, I'm not going to dig back through the history to refine that. There was a cop there within minutes, just because he happened to be in the right place at the right time, totally by accident. Those things do happen. I can't. Oh, fuck. There's actually no smoking in this building because of the grow. It apparently is not safe. Well, that's what I was told anyway. Which is why, one of the reasons why I use those screen safes. But moving right along. It's happened again. And it's going to keep happening until our supposed betters, our learned betters, catch up to something the rest of us have known for a very, very long time. I have known since I was in high school. Was I in high school or junior high school? No, I was in high school. Yeah, I was. It was okay. I was a junior in high school, or sophomore in high school. Just banning the guns in schools did absolutely not jack shit. Nothing. Zero, zip, zilch. To fix the problem. Yeah, let's try a different theory. Let's try going the exact opposite direction. If your model, if your mathematical model has an exponent that's raising it faster and faster each time you fucking breathe, let's try turning that exponent down and see what happens. Now, part of a exponential equation is, in theory, it would someday reach zero if it's going the right direction. It never actually reaches zero because of the way the mathematical model works. So there's always this decimal something plus or minus. You can never truly achieve zero. You can get pretty fucking close. I'm aiming for absolute zero. Yes, you will still have people commit suicide by cop. Let me put that where it is. They will be committing suicide by cop. Okay, that happens. But that'd be pretty much the end of it. Or, school staff or bartender. Because bartenders are supposed to be sober on the job. I can tell you they aren't always sober, but that's not the point here. They're supposed to be. I'm checking to see if the chat is jammed up or if everybody's walked away. Ah, my chat jammed up, guys. I'm sorry. The last thing I saw was Boa. Wow. Holy shit, Apple. Are you really this mad at me? God damn. Mark by okay, I'm getting closer to where they stopped it. Last thing I saw in the chat was when Boa said Linus hosting on Lapeef if I believed in hell. So let me catch up on the chat real quick. Boa, I heard something about something today, not looked into it, saw news about the Cali church. Okay, let me know. Bill drops a bunch of salt. Was watching Robert on with Lapeef. Fuck Joe Biden again. Fuck Joe Biden. Cheese has arrived, and I did not know that until now. Somebody did something. We can't condemn a group of people for it, or something like that. Said some Democrat. That was Ilhan Omar said some people did something in reference to 9/11. By the way, guys, not some common pipe bomb or something. This is 9 fucking 11. Some people did something. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Boa, I know in the 50s kids would bring their rifles to school after school gun club. Perhaps that should exist again. Yeah, actually it would. Unless you're working on getting a mandatory exemption. And by the way, as a high schooler, the only mandatory exemptions you should be qualified for are conscientious, uh, mental disease or defect, basically. Um, Psychological, you hear voices that aren't there, you see people that aren't there. In both of those cases, you cannot be expected to explain your actions in court in a clear, consistent, and coherent way. The court could say, "Hey, okay, that's why you shot that guy. I wanted his money. You're competent to stand trial." Um, and by the way, up and into the 90s, some California high schools allowed guns in your vehicle in the parking lot. You weren't allowed to bring them into the school. I don't know when that rule changed. You weren't allowed to bring them into the school. I know because my freshman year of high school was the year that they said this is the last year you'll be allowed to do that. After this, no more guns in the parking lot. So the students that graduated my freshman year were the last ones to be allowed to do that. Hispanic is an ethnicity, not a race. I don't give a fuck. He will be identified as a white male for statistical purposes. Hold on to that thought. Einstein definition of insanity, doing the exact same thing over and over again with the expectation of a different result. Cheesy for the win. Blame the guns, blame the video games, blame the movies, blame TV, blame our radio, blame pulp magazines. Hell, let's blame superhero comic books while we're at it, because I'm Punisher. Punisher uses guns. Tulsi is a hidden poison that you fellas. I don't. Fuck that bitch. Um, and fuck that other bitch too. It's good, guys. Although Tulsi appears to be the blowout winner for the poll. That's a problem, boss. Lack of personal accountability. Well, there was a dance that was declared the coming end of polite society, morals, decency. It was the waltz. Yeah, apparently Squatch is playing Minecraft. Okay, all right. Warsaw Patriot said, since when was it in the mass media? Was it in the media's job to report shootings. Well, it is news, but it is local news, right? And to be perfectly blunt, if you don't have a student at this school, if you don't have a student at Ross Elementary, probably shouldn't be hearing about it. Or if you don't potentially live in the school zone, right? Probably shouldn't be hearing about it anyway. Doesn't affect you. It's not part of your life. Leave it alone. Stop circling like vultures over somebody else's kill, by the way. It's not even your kill. So what the hell? What's your problem? Oh, the jitterbug was another one that was declared the end, and I do know Tango was another one. Warsaw Patriot asks, or even the federal government. The federal government does have a vested interest in knowing about shootings, not necessarily in telling everybody every single fucking time somebody farts sideways. This was my good behavior. I'm not sure what Cheese Bear is going to have for me, but she'll going to take a nap, and that's okay. No, it was not the cash. Walt was degenerate. Okay, I have no idea what that's about. Predating Walt's, men and women didn't press against formal line dancing. Okay, fine, whatever. The Charleston, Shorty Stallone. That's when I finally got the chat to work again. So I fell behind. Oh, it has been a very, very long, slow, and slippery slope. But guess what? It's getting steeper every moment. Boa says, I can't confirm the following is true, but ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs complaining about the youth. I believe I remember hearing about that in my ancient histories class. But it was more of graffiti. Yes, graffiti. Crapple. Why use crapple? I don't know what crapple is, most likely. Okay. Apparently, Bill can confirm that thing about graffiti, bitching about kids. Squatch. Fire the meme cannon. Some people did something. Dang, spell check autocorrect me. Okay. Class of 93 and 20. Oh, okay. That's the last year. Co-ed, sophomore, high school for my now Polytech grad. Media Circus Clowns picked up the story. Dill, I got bad news for you. They already have. Yeah, well, that's kind of true, Bo. All right, to George. Good night, George. Sleep tight. Oh, thank you, Cheese. I need one too, but I'll take it. Such courtesies. Okay, I'm not sure who's caring about which courtesies because y'all know it cannot possibly be me. I am too much of a vulgar piece of shit to care about courtesies as they relate to me, anyways. I would encourage you all to drop an F-bomb in the chat if it wasn't for the fact it gets you in trouble. Apple, for God's sakes. This is not this is the worst dive on earth. Don't punish them for the F-bombs. They're just being honest and they're telling me what real. Hi, Macy. By the way, George was the name of my first teddy bear. I'm just saying. It's also the name of my first gun. because then I could play stupid and tell mom and dad, I got to get George. And hopefully, whoever it was would not realize that I wasn't talking about my teddy bear this time. Okay, Macy says, as long as schools are gun-free zones, they will be targeted by sickos. You know what? I didn't put it in those words. Um, so thank you, Macy. As long as schools are designated gun-free zones, they will be targeted. Okay, well, stop trying to keep poor George up and let's focus on the problem. The problem is another day and another mass shooting that was completely preventable as far back as 1991. Right? Me, as at most, maybe junior in high school? 89, 90, 90, 91. Nope, nope. Sophomore in high school saying, hey, you want to make this work? That's great, but our campus needs an armed guard. What? We had a campus resource. I think he was actually a plainclothes Reading police officer. I always suspected that he was a plainclothes Reading police officer, but I never followed up on it. So maybe he had a concealed gun somewhere. I never saw it, and I'm okay with that. All right. But then, how is he supposed to respond if he doesn't have a gun? Is he going to tackle the kid? No, he's going to get shot 3 times in the chest, or the parent. Because I have the sneaking suspicion, personally speaking, that the motive had more to do with some sort of paternity related thing, even though he was 18. The shooter, that is identified as 18. I have the sneaking suspicion this had more to do with a paternity related thing, or that he was just mentally ill and went and shot up the school, and that's it. Okay. I thought I lost something. Uh, oh boy. Sorry guys, I gotta back this chat up a bit because you're going a little bit faster than I can keep up with. Yeah, let's arm everyone over 12. No. George is the name of my neighbor's shaggy dog, big old blonde boy, friendly as ever, anything. And give the kids sheepshank knives. No. Please say good night. Is the Washington? That's true, actually, Cheese. He could have been. He said no. I was the earliest 90s. Good night. Drugs. I don't blame the drugs. I don't blame the drugs at all. Period. I don't even want to talk about it. Or maybe drugs he should have been taking but wasn't. Okay, we'll go that that's a possibility. Visibly armed, but our school is 98% white Cajun. Okay. Bill is saying that her campus or her high school security was armed and visibly armed, but and that was the 90s. Oh no, it doesn't say that. Early hundreds. Okay, my bad. I realized. Wait a minute. Back in the night. Wait, Bill isn't that old. What? Oh, I misread. Not that it matters. Been going just basically an hour now. All right. This is a call out to Shannon Watts. You know what? Shannon Watts, I am calling you out because I know how long you've been doing this for. All right. So I want you to tell me what your standard is going to be. Because I goddamn guarantee you, no matter what you do, you sick cunt, are not going to end mass shootings. You're promoting them and you're perpetuating them. And by God, you know what, bitch? You're actually promoting them. I'm going to go back to that email. All right. So I got an email from Every Town for Gun Safety. Well, that's the parent company of Mom's Demand. Okay. We're not alone. Okay. And we're not alone. Less than 2 weeks ago, a white supremacist shot and killed multiple black people in Buffalo, New York, an act of racist violence adding to centuries of atrocities. Asian American communities are still also the target of violent hate crimes across the United States. I know what some of you are thinking. Don't say it. Don't say it. Squatch, don't let him say it. You still got a minute to remove those comments before I see them. Okay, so before even the last person died, I want to. Carrie, I need you in this fight. Become a volunteer with Everytown and help put an end to this crisis. Contribute to end gun violence. Donate here. And it's not a tax deductible charity, by the way. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm going to go back to the live stream. So they went straight there to this racist thing. Now, every fucking racist in the world is going to think, hey, I can live forever if I shoot up enough of a big enough school. People will remember my name. And you know what? Thanks to Everytown, yeah, they sure shit will. They'll remember your name forever plus a day. Boa, you need armed guards at your school. And I don't care what the requirements currently are. You need armed guards for your school because, yeah, I'm going to go there. I could swear Canada had a school shooting less than a decade ago. I know there was one or two in Europe within a month of the island shooting. Okay, list of some past Canadian school shootings. Hey, the date on this article is 15 February 2022. I want to go something slightly more modern. Okay. Well, this is just some. Shows, I think, a half dozen. Wow. They're not in any particular order, and this one isn't even dated. La Loche High School, Saskatchewan. I think that was just before the pandemic. 2 teenage brothers were killed in a home before the school in the remote Den community became the target. 2 staff died, 7 people were wounded. A student who was 17 at the time pleaded guilty. 2 teenage brothers were killed in a home before the school in the remote Den community. Okay, so what they meant to write was 2 teenage brothers were killed in a home before the shooting at the school in the remote Den community became the target. 2 staff died. 7 people were wounded. A student who was 17 at the time pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. A second, excuse me, degree murder and attempted murder. There was another one in 99. 2013. Les Racines de Via? Via? Montessori, Gatineau, Quebec. 15 April 2013. Two men die during a shooting at the school's daycare. The shooter is identified as blank. 38-year-old Neil Gallio is killed before Blake takes his own life. Blank told the staff to take 53 children to safety before he opened fire. Does that actually count, though? Because he did tell them to take the kids out of here so they wouldn't be hurt, I assume. There's another one, 2007, 2006, and 89. I'm sure by now Boa has fully corrected me. Macy says, yeah, bad guys use guns. They obtain it illegally. At the end of the day, yeah. So let's punish the good people who legally obtain their guns. We can't talk, notice patterns. Macy gets it. Stereotypes and beavers exist. Both can flood your life if you're not paying attention. Okay. I have no idea what he meant by that, guys. I have no idea what that meant. So, and God damn it, Boa, correct me, because I know there's one I'm forgetting. And it was bad, even by American standard. It was a bad one. It was a school shooting sometime during the Barack years. And not the 2013, because that was only one victim and 2 dead. First Nation reservation, I expect, has second highest population. Montreal Polytech is what he's throwing out there. I don't know. Maybe. I'm sorry, I don't remember, guys. And no, I didn't take anything out of context. The closest to taking something out of context I could have come is Squatch saying stereotypes and beavers exist. Both can flood your life if you're not paying attention, which is actually kind of funny, but I don't quite entirely get it. So, all right. Gonna throw this out to the chat. You guys, tell me what you're thinking. All right. What's it going to take to solve this crisis? Good night, Cheese. Thank you for coming, though. What would it take to solve this crisis? Because it's not. No, that's not going to solve anything, Vil. And she didn't say the CIS, she said the CIA. Vil does not like 3-letter agencies. She doesn't like 3-letter names. And the Fed. I called it. Damn it. I'm out of Gatorade again. So, well, I'm throwing it out there. What would it take? I'll tell you what it's going to take. You want to see the world after gun control? You want to see it working? You need to take 2 hours of your life and watch one movie. Just one. You can even maybe get your hands on a prior copy. It's test footage copy, right? No, that's not going to solve the problem either, Boa. Almost like where your brain went, though. Oh, well. Okay. Sweating so hard I can actually see it in the thing. Um, THX 1138. Robert Duvall in the titular character. That's a George Lucas film. And George Lucas's credentials as a leftist are not, uh, well, they're basically unimpeachable. All right. He is definitely leftist as fuck. And yet he still made this movie, which the very condemned the very circumstances that would make gun control ever conceptually work. Even 1984 scenario wouldn't actually work because you'd still have the people running around on the surface capable of making or getting or something guns and going on a wilding. Um, in the underground utopia, you could control who comes in and under what circumstances. You could make everybody strip naked, put on a set of coveralls, and now you can go to your new home. If I recall correctly, most of the film was shot in a shopping mall. Um, because the shopping mall was so, well, literally, it was so white it hurt my eyes. Um, there were some scenes shot in the San Francisco BART tunnel system, the chase scenes, I believe it was. And there was actually one scene that was shot on a U.S. naval base. That was kind of a curious detail of the film. Um, just one, just one scene though. George Lucas rejected that universe as unworkable. I'm just saying. All right, I've been going basically an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to hold on for 2 more minutes in case there are any last second questions, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Holding public office. Okay, Boa doesn't like the bushes, and well, that's okay. Bernie, you're just in time to see us wrapping up. Sorry. If Drew or Ghost are out there anywhere, I'm sorry I missed it, guys. Um, and yes, even leftists can have more than a split second of brilliance. Um, it's just much harder. George Lucas was particularly good at it because he may be a leftist. He's not an idiot. All right, it's actually as simple as that. Okay, apparently Bernie doesn't like the bushes either, and yeah, I kind of get it. European or African, Boa? No, on topic questions, guys. Please, on topic questions. I am going to go one just this tiny bit much. Even when Dadislav Carey, Dadislav Act finally passes, you won't be able to walk around with an automatic weapon just because you want to. My position on this subject has actually cost me, well, not relationships. A relationship indicates a two-way street. There's another YouTuber who uh, doesn't know my name. It seems he doesn't know my name, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I did like him. I did respect him. Um, but then he dropped a bad word. Uh, he dropped a very bad word in a upload, and oh, I'm done with you. He said, if you don't support repealing the NFA, you're nothing but a bootlicker. Fuck you, Eric. Fuck you. You cannot walk around with automatic weapons just because you want to. Anything less than that, I'm pretty much okay with. Killer asteroid plague, gamma ray burst. Which best bet to solve our problems? Absolutely gamma ray. Yeah, Bernie, that's the way I am. I'm actually like that. Um, okay, apropos of very little, and I'm a minute over, so I'm gonna wrap myself up. There is a revision coming to Dataslav here by the next time I get to that part, related to barrel lengths, because the U.S. Army set the standard here, and the standard they set is the one I'm going with. So you'll be very happy with this new standard. I'll have to do some math, but basically everything for required lengths is coming down at about 8 inches. So I want to say 16 and 8 inches. The word that shall not be used. You know about the word that shall not be used? First of all, it cannot be used on this channel. It's a filtered word. Second of all, I. Oh, okay. Punt gun. No, you can't carry a punt gun. It's too heavy. It's a two-man gun. All right, guys. Summation. The Texas shooting is the direct, measurable, improvable result of gun control, not of guns everywhere. Guns everywhere would have stopped this from happening. Nothing stopped that kid from getting in there and doing what he wanted to do. Obviously not, because he did it. All right. It's not a hard concept. I was a bosun's mate. I can figure this one out. All right. So it can't possibly be that hard for people with much higher degrees and more specific than, my history degree. That's it. That's all I have is a history degree. I'm overqualified to be a librarian. That's the truth. So why would they keep pushing the same broken record? I'm going to leave you all with that. 9017 is coming. Get your get home bag ready. Keep calm and carry on. In schools too, if you have to.